Greetings in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ. This is Albert Luis among the Watchmen. When I was a kid, I have this question: why did God create the world in 6 days and He rested on the seventh day? That's a very interesting question. Why did God create the world in 6 days? He could have created the world in less than 6 days, like 3 days, or 1 day, or even less than a day, or in an hour, less than an hour, or even in seconds, or even in nanoseconds. But why did God choose to create the world in 6 days? I believe with all my heart the answer to that is very simple. Because He wanted to declare the end from the beginning. That's like what Isaiah 46 verses 9 and 10 says. Remember the former things, those of long ago. I am God and there is no other. I am God and there is none like me. I make known the end from the beginning, from ancient times, what is still to come. The God that we worship is the God who created this universe. He is the eternal God. He is almighty. He is all powerful and all knowing. He is outside of this space time continuum. That is why He is able to declare the end from the beginning. God created this world like a perfect time clock. That's why in Genesis chapter 1, during the creation, God created the sun, the moon, and the stars to serve as signs to mark seasons and days and years, so it can act as a perfect time clock. That's why in Psalms 19 it says, "The heavens declare the glory of God, the skies proclaim the work of His hands. Day after day they pour forth speech, night after night they display knowledge. There is no speech or language where their voice is not heard. Their voice goes out into all the earth, their words to the ends of the earth." That's why this world where we live in is a perfect time clock. It has 365 days in a solar year, with 12 months in a year, 52 weeks in a year, 7 days in a week. It is a perfect time clock. You cannot change it because time is constant. You cannot make a second faster. You cannot have 61 seconds in a minute, or 61 minutes in an hour, or 25 hours in a day, or 8 days in a week. It is a perfect time clock. And out of this 7 day week concept or system, He declared the end from the beginning. And this is how the Lord declared the end from the beginning. This 7 day week corresponds to the 7,000 years of human history, or the 7,000 years of God's plan for the ages. So each day corresponds to 1,000 years. That's like what Peter said in 2 Peter 3:8. With the Lord, a day is like 1,000 years, and 1,000 years are like a day. Same thing with what Moses said in Psalms 90, verse 4. For 1,000 years in your sight are like a day that has just gone by. This 7 week or 7,000 years of human history are God's plan for the ages. From Adam to Enoch is the first day, which corresponds to 1,000 years. And from Enoch to Abraham is 1,000 years, that is the second day. And the third day is from Abraham to Solomon. And from Solomon to Jesus Christ is the fourth day, that's another 1,000 years. The fifth day is the 1,000 years again from Christ to the Dark Ages. And from the Dark Ages to the second coming of Christ is another 1,000 years. And then the seventh day, which is the Sabbath day for the Lord, where He rested, is the millennial reign of Christ. It is another 1,000 years. And on the eighth day, which is a new day, is the fullness of time, where there's gonna be a new heaven and new earth. From Jesus. There you go, folks. The answer to the question, why did God create the world in 6 days and He rested in the seventh day? Because He wanted to declare to men the end from the beginning.